Market is kind of showing you different signals on the market side of things and the news narrative side of things. It's all interesting. Why? Because when we do look at the news side of things, it's getting really, really interesting and bullish. Permanent holders are now buying heavy. In last 30 days, they've actually bought 85,000 Bitcoin. That's huge. And the political side of things, it's again getting interesting. More people are getting involved. More people are trying to push things. And the companies which are working inside this ecosystem is being recognized as one of the top institutions in the world for fintechs. Again, for this year, 2024. So the idea being shared here is huge. And the court ruled Ether and Bitcoin. It's not securities, rather it's commodities. That kind of serves a lot of struggle. Because now you have more confusion. Where the SEC is still arguing these are securities, there is a possibility, and then they leave Bitcoin and Ether behind. Now the commodity side is saying, no, they are commodities. It's fine. Let's look at them just like that. But then the question is, does the news narrative match with the current market cycle, with the current price action, with the current sentiment in the market? Because I believe that matters a little bit more at present. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, if we do look at things clearly, on the price action side, it's still confusing, it's still choppy. You haven't actually decided which direction you're going. And one of the primary reasons for that argument at my side is that I would say this break to the downside is valid. Look at that size of that candle, man. I mean, that's a little bit negative, if not a lot of it. But still, the divergence part on the altcoins, the divergence part on Ether, a large cap altcoin, is starting to show us something, which is kind of arguing the point that maybe money is starting to go out of Bitcoin. Maybe money is more interested in the altcoins. There's going to be something which is a little bit different in this cycle, as we know. Maybe it's the news, maybe it's the narrative, maybe it's the whales. I clearly don't know. But if you do look at the stock market side of things as well, whether you look at Apple, whether you look at Tesla, it's completely up to you which assets you want to actually take a look at. But as of now, the idea which you get is clear, it's strong. That risk on sentiment is coming back. You're watching them breaking higher on the macro and going up. So there's a lot of different assets on that front on the stock market showing you risk on sentiment is valid and you cannot neglect that. So right now, the chart actually froze up. So right now, if you do look at things, wait for a week or two. Now, yes, for sure, there will be a lot of altcoins which actually shows you I'm riding higher. I have some strength. But make sure the volume is still there. If not, it's going to be completely choppy, completely trappy kind of a move where you'll see a lot of positive signals, but then you enter and Bitcoin just drops 0.1% and the altcoins dump, right? So it can be that slippery slope, at least for a couple of weeks until you get a direction in the Bitcoin as well as the Bitcoin dominance. If the Bitcoin is going down and you see that Bitcoin dominance is going up, okay, fine. The alts are not dropping as much and few are running up as well because, not all coins need the same liquidity to go up. But definitely, the large cap alts will actually give you a lot of confusion on that front because then the argument kind of becomes like, okay, what should we be really looking at? Because either side of things has to put the argument clearly saying like, okay, we should be looking at altcoin chart as it is to find if we are reversing now. As of now, yeah, we are at a support, but you don't have a bullish engulfing candle. You don't have a huge divergence on this side confirming you're breaking higher, or nor do we have a breakout. So it's going to be a game of patience for at least 2 weeks to see if we are reversing. And if we do, then the breakout kind of brings our attention towards much more positivity. So let's actually see if that works out clearly. So the Bitcoin dominant side of things, which we were arguing about, is this. We need to see a break to the downside. And that breaking point is like 54.3. Right now, however, you still stand above that level. If we do get a break to the downside, okay, it makes a lot of sense. It's good. But we need to see that. As of now, yes, you're starting to look positive, but that has been the case for some time. It's not just the idea of this range where the trend is trying to, slow down and break lower. As we all know, that has been the same case back from 2022, November, December. So 2023 at least gave us the clear signal that we are slowing down. The dominance is not increasing sharply and it's getting saturated. And on a longer horizon, this is what you're watching. Rising wedges usually break to the downside. So every signal is there that we're going to break to the downside in the Bitcoin dominance, which would suggest or argue the point that, yeah, altcoins are about to run higher. But for that, either Bitcoin has to hold on to its current gains or, confuse us further by dropping. So if you stand on the side of Bitcoin and you're looking at a little bit zoomed in chart, looking for positive signals, not just the macro pattern, then yes, you have some arguments to make. Now, what is it? If you're a bull in the market, what will be your argument? If you look at Bitcoin, this is one of that. If you are a Bitcoin bull, this is one of your biggest arguments. What is it? The biggest argument is that you're trying to form a reversal candle, which we have seen many times in last 15, 16 months. That's positive. That's very much positive because now you're not on a weekly chart, but on a 3-day, which kind of gives you an idea that there is a pattern developing like this. Not only that, at that support of that particular pattern, you're now watching that reversal candle formation, which got confirmed. So that 3-day candle close, that came in. So the Bitcoin in front of you kind of argues there is a possibility that this can ride higher like this and reach around 69 to 70,000, where again, it's going to be a huge game of resistance. It's going to be a huge game of speculation. If we do break that, yeah, we go higher towards a better level. But right now, then the question becomes like, okay, does it actually look like this scenario, which we saw earlier this year, Jan-Feb, where we had massive drop, then eventually started back going up, retested the moving average, bounced off. If we do, are we going to see same momentum, meaning the price movement from 38 towards 75? It's kind of a 100% move. Are we going to see a move from 54 to 108? There's a lot of different questions which we are trying to answer here. And one of that answer will be more like, we may go higher for sure, but the momentum may not be that high. The ROI most likely is not going to be that high as well. Not 100%, maybe 60%, maybe 80%. No one knows. But the odds of a third wave producing same return as wave 1 is strange. Yes, we have seen a lot of altcoins doing that. Wave 1, as you can see, wave 2, as you can see. So what comes next? So in Bitcoin terms, the trouble is that we have seen historical wave 3 of Bitcoin not delivering much of a return. So we can also argue that maybe it's 80,000, maybe it's just 85,000. Maybe there's going to be a long wick to 104,000. That's all good. It's going to be a bit more manipulative game. The number of institutions increasing their holdings, it's high. They don't want you to know that it's going to go higher. They don't want you to focus on this side of the equation where they are holding and buying more crazy big. In a month, like 80,000 plus Bitcoins being bought in by the whales show they are interested in this asset, thinking that the price of this asset is about to go back up. When they say they are bullish and you see that they are selling, that's where we become negative. But right now, it's not the time. We'll watch if we break this to the downside or not. But then the question becomes like, okay, what side of the equation are we going to? If we break to the downside, yeah, you're looking at 44,000. If not, it's going to be a surprise right back up, breaking these different levels. But there is another trend line which lies in between. That was a rising trend line here, which usually suggests, guys, you may come back up to 78, 80. But then you can get back down to 50. You may get back down, getting rejected there. That case is like, okay, you're not talking about the end of 2024. You're talking about maybe Jan, Feb, or even March 2025 to get wave 3 in Bitcoin. But then when will the alts ride? So we're going to follow up the market as much as possible. And I'm going to actually post everything I see in the SI family here. If you want to take part of that, just like the 1,200 members, use the link in the description below. So guys, if you haven't smashed that like button, please do me a favor, smash that for me. I know things are getting a little bit better, but I mean, in terms of the audio, in terms of the video, I'm trying to get things straight. I'm trying to get things a little bit better, but as of now, it's still on the move. The studio is not completed yet. The setup is not completed yet, but I'm trying to make sure you guys are not getting irritated with the bad quality of audio, bad quality of video. I'm trying to work more on that. And, I'm not a technology guy, so this is actually screwing me up. And I don't have a lot of help here. It's just YouTube, watch things and work. So guys, I think you appreciate the time here. Smash that like button for me, and I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.